How did people become knights in medieval times? 2 hours of relaxing history. Hello guys, today we will know about how people became knights in medieval times. We will speak softly and slowly. This narration is meant to help you relax, to rest, and to drift gently towards sleep. Imagine a quiet European town in the late 13th century. Stone walls surround it, holding back fields and forests. Winter fog drifts through narrow streets. Oil lamps glow faintly against damp stone. There is no sudden movement here. Only slow footsteps, soft voices, and the steady rhythm of ordinary life. This is where the path toward knighthood begins. The streets are narrow and uneven. Cobbled stones shine faintly with moisture. Carts pass slowly, wheels creaking. Horses lower their heads against the cold air. Homes press close together. Small houses of timber and stone. Roofs low, windows narrow. Warmth guarded carefully inside. Within these homes, fires burn gently. A hearth sits at the center. Smoke rises and curls along dark beams. The smell of ash and cooked grain lingers. Meals are simple. Bread torn by hand. Porridge stirred slowly. Occasionally a small piece of meat, saved for strength. Clothing is plain and worn. Wool tunics, patched sleeves. Cloaks heavy with age. Everything mended, nothing wasted. This is the world into which boys are born. Not sons of kings, but sons of townsfolk. Sons of farmers, smiths, and servants. Their lives begin quietly. Children rise early. They fetch water, sweep floors. Help with animals, carry bundles. Work begins before learning. Some boys attend small schools, often attached to churches. They learn letters, prayers. Lessons spoken softly by candlelight. Most learning comes from watching. From listening. From copying older hands. Patience is taught without words. In such towns, the presence of knights is known. Not always seen, but felt in authority, in law, in protection, in distance. A knight does not appear suddenly. He is shaped over many years. Slowly, carefully. Much like stone worn smooth by weather. When a boy reaches about 7 years of age, his life may change quietly. Not with ceremony, but with departure. He is sent away from home, often to the household of a lord, or a knight of standing. This is the beginning of service. He becomes a page. A small role, but an important one. He learns to serve before he learns to command. Service comes first, always. In the Lord's household, life is strict and ordered. Days follow routine. Silence is expected. Attention is demanded. The page rises early. Before dawn. He helps light fires. Carries water, cleans floors. He serves meals in the hall. Moving quietly between benches. Holding plates, filling cups. Watching every movement of his elders. Food here is still simple. bread, broth, vegetables. But portions are larger. Shared in a long hall. The page stands while others sit. He waits while others eat. He learns patience and humility. Clothing remains plain, but cleaner, better kept. Tunics brushed, belts fastened properly. Appearance begins to matter. Lessons are constant, not always spoken. The page learns manners, posture, silence. He learns when to speak and when not to. Weapons are not yet his concern. First comes behavior. A steady hand. A calm presence. The hall itself teaches much. Stone floors echo footsteps. Tapestries hang heavy on walls. Candles flicker in drafty air. At night, the page sleeps with others. On straw pallets. Wrapped in blankets. Close together for warmth. Outside the hall, the town continues its quiet life. Markets open at first light. Vendors arrange bread, cloth, tools. Voices remain low in the cold air. Carts arrive from nearby villages. Pulled by patient horses. Grain, firewood, vegetables. Everything moves slowly. Tradesmen work from small shops. Smiths hammer softly. Cobblers stitch leather. The rhythm of work never stops. The page watches this world closely. Even from within stone walls. He learns where strength comes from. And how order is kept. Years pass, gently. When the boy reaches his early teens, his role changes again. Without ceremony, without noise. He becomes a squire. The word is spoken softly. But it carries weight. Responsibility grows heavier. As a squire, he is assigned to a knight. Often the same lord he has served. Now his duties turn toward arms and horses. Toward readiness and care. He cleans armor. Polishes metal until it shines dimly. Carries weapons. Learns their weight. Armor is heavy. Cold to the touch. Made of many pieces. Each one fitted carefully. The squire learns how to fasten straps. How to check buckles. How to notice cracks or weakness. Attention saves lives. Horses become central now. Large, patient, powerful. They are brushed daily. Fed carefully. Stables are warm compared to the street. Straw covers the floor. Steam rises from animal bodies. The smell is strong, familiar. The squire rises before his knight. He prepares everything in advance. Nothing must be rushed. Order is safety. Training begins slowly. Not in battle, but in movement. Balance, posture, restraint. Wooden weapons are used first. Swords dulled. Shields heavy. Muscles ache quietly. There is no shouting. Only correction. A raised hand. A calm word. The squire learns to mount and dismount. To sit steady. To guide a horse gently. Force is never rushed. Meals remain simple, taken when work allows. Bread and stew, eaten slowly. Clothing wears thin again. Training tears fabric. Dust settles deep. Hands grow rough. Outside the walls, fields stretch wide. Farmers work even in cold weather. Turning soil, tending animals. Their labor supports all others. The squire sees this too. When traveling with his knight, along muddy roads, through quiet villages, wagons move slowly between towns, carrying goods, news, and sometimes soldiers. Travel is careful and long. At night, they stay in small houses or halls. Fires burn low. Stories are few. Rest is taken seriously. Years continue to pass. The squire grows stronger, calmer, more measured. He learns law and custom, not from books, but from observation, from listening quietly. He sees disputes settled, taxes collected, justice spoken calmly, power used carefully. This is part of knighthood. Not only skill with weapons, but control and duty. When the time comes, usually in early adulthood, there is no sudden celebration, only quiet preparation. The squire bathes, a rare and careful act. Water warmed over the hearth, cloth laid out clean. He spends a night in prayer, often alone. Candles burning low, silence deep and steady. At dawn, in a small chapel or hall, before witnesses, he kneels. The ceremony is simple. A sword rests on his shoulder. Words are spoken quietly. Oaths are taken slowly. He rises as a knight. Not changed in appearance. Not richer. But bound by duty. Outside, the town wakes as always. Streets fill slowly. Markets open. Work resumes. The knight steps back into this world. Not above it, but responsible for it. Protector and servant. Evening returns again. Fires are lit. Bread is broken. Life settles into quiet rhythm. The knight removes his armor. It is cleaned by others now. But he remembers the work. He remembers service. Night deepens. Fog drifts once more through streets. Lamps glow faintly. And the town rests. Breath slows. Fire dims. Time stretches gently. And history continues, quietly. The night air rests gently over the medieval town. Stone walls hold the quiet within them. Fog drifts slowly between narrow streets. Oil lamps glow like small stars along the way. Inside the houses, life moves without hurry. Doors are closed against the cold. Hearth fires burn low and steady. Families gather close to warmth. These are the same homes from which future nights come. Small, cramped, and plain. Places where discipline begins early. where silence is learned before speech. Morning arrives softly. Church bells sound faint and distant. Not loud, not demanding. Only guiding the day forward. In one such house, a boy prepares to leave. His bundle is small. A change of clothing, a loaf of bread. Little else is needed. His parents move quietly. There is no display of feeling. Affection is shown through care. Through careful tying of cords. Outside, the street is damp. Cobbled stones dark with mist. A cart creaks past slowly. Horses breathe gently in the cold air. The boy walks toward the Lord's household. Not looking back. Not forward either. Simply walking. As he has been told. The great house stands near the edge of the town. Built of stone and timber. Larger than others, but not grand. Smoke rises steadily from its roof. Within its walls, order rules. Voices are low. Footsteps measured. Every movement has purpose. The boy is brought inside. No welcome feast. No loud greeting. Only instruction. He is shown where to sleep. A narrow space. Straw laid thin. Blankets folded neatly. This is his place now. Shared with others like him. Pages from different towns. Different homes. Their days begin before sunrise. The fire must be stirred. Floors swept. Water carried in heavy buckets. The hall must be ready before others wake. Benches wiped. Tables cleared. Candles replaced. Breakfast is modest. Bread dipped in broth. Eaten quickly. Standing near the wall. The pages speak little. They listen instead. Watching hands. Learning order through repetition. Clothing must be kept clean. Tunics brushed. Belts straightened. Shoes placed carefully. Mistakes are corrected quietly. A look. A gesture. Rarely a raised voice. The boy learns how to move through space. How to step aside. How to wait. How to bow his head. As days pass, his hands grow steady. His posture straightens. His eyes sharpen. Observation becomes habit. Outside the household, the town lives on. Market stalls open at first light. Fish laid on boards. Bread stacked carefully. Women move between stalls. Cloaks drawn close. Coins counted slowly. Voices calm and low. Tradesmen work without pause. Hammers ring softly. Cloth is measured. Leather is cut with care. Children run errands. Carrying baskets. Fetching water. Returning quickly to warmth. From the great house, the page sees this life. Through open doors. Through brief errands. Through quiet observation. He learns that knighthood does not stand apart. It rests upon this work. Upon these streets. Upon these people. Evenings return gently. The hall fills with shadows. Fires glow brighter. Meals are shared slowly. The page serves again, moving between benches, holding platters, listening without looking. When the hall empties, he cleans once more. Ash swept. Tables cleared. At night, he lies on his pallet. Muscles tired. Mind quiet. Sleep comes easily. Dreams are simple. Firelight. Stone walls. Steady routine. Outside, fog settles again. Lamps flicker. Streets empty. The town rests. And within its walls, the slow shaping continues. Day by day, toward a life of duty. The routine settles deeper with each passing day. Not noticed at first, but felt in the body, and in the quiet of the mind. The page no longer hesitates when rising before dawn. His feet find the floor without thought. His hands reach for water and broom. Habit guides him gently. The hall is always cool in the early hours. Stone holds the night's cold. Breath hangs faintly in the air. The fire answers slowly when stirred. Ash is cleared with care. New wood placed gently. Flames are not rushed. Patience brings warmth more surely. As light grows outside, fog slips through the narrow streets. The sound of carts begins again. Life resumes its steady pace. The page watches from doorways, learning the rhythm of the town. When bakers open, when traders arrive, market days are busier, yet still quiet by later standards. Voices remain low. Coins pass from hand to hand without flourish. Within the household, lessons continue without pause. The page learns to pour without spilling, to carry weight without strain, to stand still for long moments. He is taught how to listen, not only to words, but to tone, to silence. Older servants correct him gently. A hand on the arm, a nod of the head. Instruction given without shame. He begins to notice the night he serves, not as a figure of armor, but as a man of routine. Bound by custom, the night rises early, eats simply, speaks little, moves with restraint. Armor is worn rarely, mostly cleaned, polished, prepared for when it is needed. The page learns each piece by touch. Cold metal, worn leather, heavy straps. He is taught how to lay them out properly, in the correct order. Nothing misplaced, nothing forgotten. Outside the hall, training feels like quiet. Grass flattened by frost. Wooden posts stand still, awaiting use. The page is not yet allowed to train. He watches instead, observes movement, learns form through stillness. In the town beyond, ordinary life continues. Farmers arrive with produce, baskets of roots, sacks of grain. Women queue patiently, cloaks pulled tight. children at their sides, waiting without complaint. The page runs errands into these streets, carrying messages, delivering small items, returning promptly. Through these tasks, he learns direction. Which paths are shortest? Which alleys flood? Which doors open early? Evenings return again, as they always do. Light softens. Work slows. The hall fills for supper. Bowls of stew are passed. Bread broken. Steam rises gently. The page serves until all are fed. Only then does he eat. Standing near the wall. Food tasted slowly. Fatigue settles in quietly. Not heavy, but deep. Earned through steady effort. At night, he lies among others like him. The room dim. Blankets shared. Breathing falls into rhythm. There is no talk of knighthood yet. No promises. No urgency. Only time. And time continues its slow work. Shaping hands. Shaping posture. Shaping silence. Outside, the town sleeps once more. Fog settles low. Lamps dim. And another day waits. The years move forward without announcement. Marked not by dates, but by small changes in the body, and in the weight of responsibility. The boy grows taller now. His shoulders broaden slightly. His steps grow more certain. Yet his voice remains low and careful. He is no longer new to the household. His hands know their work. His eyes notice what others miss. Routine has settled into him deep. Morning duties continue as before. But they feel lighter. Not because they are fewer, but because they are understood. The fire is stirred without thought. Water carried without spilling. Floors swept in steady lines. Each task done the same way, every day. The night begins to rely on him. Not with praise, but with expectation, which carries greater meaning. He is trusted with small things now. Delivering messages. Holding keys. Guarding items left behind. Mistakes are fewer. When they happen, correction is brief. Then routine resumes. Outside the household, the town continues its quiet cycle. Streets fill slowly each morning. Cobbles damp with mist. Footsteps echo softly between walls. Markets open as they always have. Vegetables laid out simply. Bread stacked in neat rows. Nothing ornate, nothing wasted. Tradesmen work from dawn until dusk. Hammers strike iron. Looms creak gently. Knives scrape wood and leather. The boy walks these streets often now. Running errands for the household. Moving between shop and hall. Learning the town by heart. He notices the people. Their tired faces. Their worn clothing. Their steady endurance. This world supports the night. Feeds him. Clothes him. Maintains the order he serves. Back within the household, instruction deepens. The boy is taught to read signs. A raised brow. A pause in speech. He learns restraint. That strength is not noise. That command is not shouting. That authority rests in calm presence. When he reaches his early teens, the change comes quietly again, not marked by ceremony, but by new duties. He is assigned more closely to the night, sleeping nearer, working nearer, watching more carefully. The word squire is not spoken aloud at first, but the role begins nonetheless. Armor must now be cleaned daily. Horses tended with greater care. The weight of metal surprises him. Cold plates. Heavy mail. Straps that bite into the fingers. He learns patience through this work. Armor is unforgiving. Rushed hands make mistakes. Mistakes cost lives. The stables become familiar. Warm with animal breath. Straw soft beneath boots. Sound steady and calming. Horses are brushed slowly. Hooves cleaned. Water fetched and warmed slightly. Care given without haste. The squire learns the moods of animals. Which are calm. Which restless. Which require a gentler hand. Training begins away from the eyes of many. In quiet yards. On frost-stiff ground. Under patient instruction. Wooden swords are placed in his hands. Their weight awkward at first. Movements slow and clumsy. Corrected again and again. There is no encouragement shouted. Only repetition. Correction. And more repetition. Muscles ache quietly at night. Arms feel heavy. Sleep comes deep and fast. The body learns through rest. Meals remain plain, even for those who train. Strength comes from steadiness, not excess. Evenings are quiet still. Armor set aside. Weapons stored carefully. The day closed in silence. Outside, the town dims once more. Fog returns to the streets. Lamps glow faintly. Life slows again. Within the stone walls. The shaping continues. Not rushed. Not spoken of. Time works patiently. As it always has. And the path toward knighthood lengthens. Step by careful step. The days continue without pause. Each one shaped by the same quiet order. Training, service, rest. All moving together in steady rhythm. The squire wakes now with purpose. Not hurried. Not uncertain. His body knows what must be done. Morning duties remain unchanged. Fire first. Water next. The hall prepared before others rise. But after these tasks, training waits. Not loud. Not dramatic. Only careful movement in open yards. Wooden swords meet softly. Then again. And again. Repetition smooths rough motion. Balance is taught before strength. Feet placed carefully. Weight shifted slowly. Every step considered. The squire learns to fall without harm, to rise without haste, to keep breathing steady, even when the body tires. Armor is introduced in small parts. A helmet one day, mail another. Never all at once. Metal weighs heavily on young shoulders. Neck muscles strain. Arms feel slow. But patience remains. The knight watches quietly, rarely speaking, letting mistakes show themselves, letting correction follow naturally. Outside the training yard, the town lives on as always. Farmers arrive with produce. Shoemakers bend over their benches. Markets continue their calm trade. Hands exchange coins. Baskets change owners. Voices stay low. The squire moves through these streets often, running errands, delivering messages, learning distance and direction. He notices how people look at knights. With respect, with distance, with expectation. This too is part of learning. That knighthood carries weight. Not only armor, but responsibility. Evenings bring a return to service. Armor cleaned again. Straps checked. Metal wiped free of dust. The work is slow, methodical. Hands grow skilled. Eyes learn detail. Meals follow. Bread. Stew. Sometimes a small portion of meat. The squire eats after others, as he always has. Standing quietly, grateful for warmth and food. Night settles gently. Fatigue spreads through muscles. Not painful, but deep. He sleeps quickly now. Dreams are brief, often of routine, of repetition. Seasons pass almost unnoticed. Cold yields to mild air, then returns again. Time marked by weather. The squire grows accustomed to discomfort. Cold, heat, hunger. None are welcomed, but none are feared. They are simply endured. Training becomes more demanding. Movements quicker. Endurance tested. Still without noise. Mistakes are corrected patiently. Never mocked. Never rushed. Learning is slow by design. The knight begins to trust him more deeply, allowing him to ride beside him, to carry weapons on journeys, to stand watch. Travel teaches new lessons. Long roads, mud, rain. Wagons move slowly ahead. Horses tire. Cloaks grow heavy. Patience proves essential. They stop at small houses and halls. Fires welcomed. Food shared. Words few. The squire listens always. Learning custom. Learning law. Learning silence. Back in the town. Life waits as it always does. Familiar streets. Familiar work. The squire returns to routine without complaint. Armor. Training. Service. Each day adds something small. A steadier hand. A calmer breath. A quieter mind. Knighthood still lies ahead. Unspoken. Uncelebrated, but slowly approaching. Time continues its patient work, as it always has, shaping the squire, one quiet day at a time. The rhythm does not change. It deepens, settles further into the body, and into the mind. The squire wakes before the bell now, before any signal is given. His eyes open naturally, drawn by habit rather than command. The hall is still when he rises, stone cold beneath bare feet, darkness lingering in corners. The fire waits quietly for attention. He stirs the embers with care, not rushing the flame, letting warmth return slowly, as it always does. Water is carried again, buckets heavy, arms steady. Spills avoided through long practice. Outside, dawn comes gently. Light spreads thinly over rooftops. Fog loosens its hold on the streets. Cobbled paths appear once more. The town wakes in its usual way. Shutters open. Footsteps sound softly. Carts begin their slow movement. The squire prepares the knight's gear. Every piece laid out in the same order. Helmet, mail, sword. Nothing misplaced. Leather straps are checked twice. Metal wiped clean. Dust removed carefully. Attention never fades. Training continues in the yard. Movements slower now. More deliberate. Strength guided by control. The squire learns restraint above all else. When to stop. When to wait. When not to strike. He practices holding position. Standing still under weight. Breathing evenly. Letting fatigue pass without reaction. Armor becomes familiar. Not lighter, but less distracting. The body adjusts. Bruises are common. Spoken of rarely. Tended quietly. Then forgotten. Meals remain modest. Bread broken by hand. Stew eaten warm but plain. Enough to continue. The squire eats without thought now. Not quickly. Not slowly. Simply as part of the day. Travel becomes more frequent. Short journeys at first. Then longer roads. Through villages and fields. He rides beside the knight. Silent. Watching. Learning the land. Roads are narrow and worn. Mud clings to boots. Rain darkens cloaks. Progress is steady but slow. They pass farmers at work. Plows cutting soil. Hands rough and patient. Labor shared across all ranks. At small towns. They stop briefly. Horses watered. Supplies gathered. Markets here are quieter still. Few stalls. Simple goods. Faces familiar with hardship. The squire notices how the knight speaks. Calmly. Without excess. Authority carried in tone alone. Disputes are settled with few words. Listening comes first. Judgment follows carefully. Never rushed. These moments teach more than training. They show the weight of responsibility, the cost of command, the need for restraint. Evenings on the road are simple. Fires lit low. Food shared quietly. Rest taken early. Sleep comes easily after long days. The ground hard. Blankets thin. The body accepts what is given. When they return to the town, routine resumes at once. No adjustment needed. Habit remains constant. The squire cleans armor again. Repairs small damage. Sharpens blades carefully. Work done in silence. Seasons turn almost unnoticed. Cold returns. Fog thickens. Days shorten again. Training continues despite weather. Breath clouds the air. Hands stiffen. Movement remains controlled. The squire's presence changes subtly. He stands differently now. Moves with intention. Speaks only when needed. Others notice. Not with praise, but with trust. Small responsibilities given quietly. Keys are handed to him. Messages entrusted. Watch kept through the night. Duty expands without announcement. He does not ask about knighthood. Does not hurry toward it. The path has taught patience. Waiting has become natural. Night settles once more over the town. Lamps glow faintly. Streets empty. Fog returns gently. Inside the hall. The fire dims. Armor rests in its place. Breath slows. Time continues its work. Unseen. Unspoken. Carrying the squire forward, quietly.